Hi, John Dwyer here from the Institute of Wow, and what I'd like to talk to you about in this few minutes is the power of signage. Okay, so if you're in the offline world, or part of your business is in the bricks and mortar world, then you would probably acknowledge that signage is the most important thing you could possibly give consideration to for your business. Let's face it, if we're going to go into a retail store or to a restaurant or anything in the hospitality business, I think there's a good chance that the signage of that business is going to influence not only our feelings toward the business, but whether or not we actually open the door and go in. And it just amazes me, absolutely blows me away, of how little emphasis business owners give to their signage. I've seen upmarket doctors' surgeries, as in specialists, with corny signage outside their building. Now, that's not giving them the right persona, I'm afraid. I've seen hotels and motels. I drive quite a bit from, well, sorry, not these days, but I used to drive quite a bit up the coastline from Sydney to the Gold Coast. And I just shook my head. I couldn't believe the amount of motels and hotels on the Pacific Highway that just had crummy signage. And I know that my wife ended up telling me to be quiet, because over and over and over again as I'm driving the car, I'd say, look, I could fix the occupancy rate on that hotel. I could double the occupancy rate on that hotel in 24 hours just by changing the tower sign that they had outside the hotel. Half of them looked like they were the Bates Motel from the famous Psycho movie. You would not want to drive in the driveway and check in that night, I'm telling you. And so, look, I just thought I'd show you a particular industry that just gets it. They just get it. And guess what industry that is? The circus industry. Yes, the circus industry, okay? Have a look at what's on your screen at the moment. And this happens to be a circus that came to, I live on the Gold Coast these days, so this was a circus that came to the Gold Coast throughout one of the, school holiday periods. And like it or, not like it in terms of the style of their signage, put that aside for the moment, but boy, are they in your face, or are they in your face? Okay, they just know how to take advantage of creating the right sort of aura or the right sort of brand persona for their business by smacking you in the face with, big, bold and exciting signage. Okay, now, this is a circus, so of course their signage would be a little gawky, okay? Although, quite frankly, I think these guys have pretty much nailed it in terms of the brand persona. But, if you're, happen to be an accountant and you're watching this, or you happen to be a solicitor, or you happen to be a consultant of some sort, you might go, well, that's not the sort of signage for me. Of course it's not. Of course it's not. This is a circus. But have a look at the trouble they've gone to attract attention. Have a look at these ones, where these are actually blow-up signs that are strategically placed about a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles, or if you're watching this in Australia, a kilometre, 2 kilometres and 3 kilometres away from the actual circus. Brilliant stuff. I mean, you cannot drive past any of these signs without seeing them. And ask yourself the question, how many signs do you drive past on a highway or just on a normal road when you're travelling to and from work of a daytime? And you tell me how many of those you notice. I bet you there's not too many of them. I often say to people that I believe that the outdoor billboards on the side of freeways are a complete and utter waste of money, unless it happens to be McDonald's 4 minutes ahead, or a particular hotel 10 minutes ahead, or a truck stop 15 kilometres ahead. I haven't seen too many people that have put their hand up and said, yes, I've bought some hair shampoo whilst I'm doing 80 kilometres an hour. I've seen a hair shampoo advertisement on the billboard on the side of the freeway and went straight to the supermarket. So there are so many people wasting money on the sides of buses and the backs of taxis and the sides of, freeways with billboard advertising. It's just crazy, crazy stuff. But have a look at this advertising for a circus. These blow-up signs on the side of, just normal, regular roads, or even freeways for that matter, are just compelling. You can't drive past these signs without going, oh, hang on, it's a circus. It's a circus in town. And so that's what I want you to consider for your business. What I want you to do is think about, okay, let's have a look at our brand persona. If you happen to be a cheeky, fun, entertainment style business like the circus, well, of course, your signs might look like theirs. If you happen to be a physiotherapist, or you happen to be a counsellor, then of course your signs would take on a much more professional persona. You may even have a brass sign on the outside of your building, and of course the lettering happens to be in very professional typefaces. Okay, so it's horses for courses. Restaurants and cafes, look, I just shake my head. I just cannot believe how some of them are actually surviving with the terrible signage that they have outside their business. If you are, an upmarket restaurant, then go and have a look at the Palazzo Versace here on the Gold Coast and have a look at how your signage and your general demeanour should look. If you happen to be a family buffet restaurant, then have a look at what Sizzler does with their signage. They do a good job, okay? So I'm talking about that your signage needs to adopt a message to market match. It has to have the right brand persona for your business, but at the same time, it has to have some wow. And so there's just too many businesses, I believe, the bricks and mortar businesses, that don't give enough time, effort or consideration to their signage. So I thought I'd do this video blog and just give you some idea of what an industry like the circus industry does in order to make sure that they get noticed.